As Vice-Chancellor of the University, I declare this congregation open for the conferring of degrees by the authority of the Senate and the Council. Lord Lieutenant, parents, friends, graduands, it is a great pleasure to welcome you all to this degree congregation this afternoon. It is a celebration for all those who graduate today. We celebrate your many achievements that culminate in a degree from a major international research and teaching-led university. While you have been with us, the university has developed and changed. We are now a community of 19,000 students and 3,000 staff with a turnover of approximately £150 million. It all demonstrates that universities are complex organisations. They are businesses with higher education at the core. We deal with a range of activities. First, leading-edge research in a range of areas. This year, we were delighted that our Department of Genetics was one of 20 institutions to win the Queen's Anniversary Prize for Higher and Further Education. As many of you will have read in the press, Physics has worked with the Open University on the Beagle 2 project, which is designed to discover whether there is life on Mars. You can be sure of one thing: if there is life on Mars, we shall be the first university to sign them up for degree courses. Law has had another excellent year. Indeed, it is a pleasure to see the range of activity in the Faculty of Law, with individuals doing work on black letter law and also conducting studies on the role of the Social Security and Child Support Commissions. It's also a great pleasure to find that Professor Malcolm Shaw, during the period you have been with us, has been appointed a QC and recently received the Order of Valor from the Republic of the Cameroon. I'm sure you would like to join with me in congratulating him. In the Faculty of Education, there has been a rich range of activity. Research projects, linking theory and practice, work with schools locally, nationally and internationally. And Audrey Ostler, who is known for her work on citizenship, has been commissioned to conduct studies for the Department of International Development. Research is fundamental to the work of this university. But one of the things about being a university, which is different from any other educational institution, is the dynamic interaction that occurs between research and teaching. Both are at the heart of a university, both are fundamental to a university education. And we are very proud of the teaching record that we have in this university, where external agencies have always indicated in the last 4 years how all our teaching that they've looked at has been rated as excellent. And indeed, we have started to award teaching fellowships across the university to those members of staff who deliver innovative teaching to our students. This is a new development, and I have to say, I understand that the committee that was charged with looking at this found it was no easy choice to select those who obtained teaching fellowships this year. Currently, there are also special projects in the university designed to engage in research about the teaching process. In medicine, Professor Stuart Peterson is leading a project, and in physics, Dr. Derek Rain leading another project, both looking at teaching methods and curricula that inform not only their subjects, but also has wider applicability in the higher education system. Third, it is my belief that any good university makes a contribution to the community through cultural activities. In this university, it is clearly demonstrated by our work with schools, teachers, pupils and parents in the inner city with a view to broadening access a fundamental principle in which members of this university believe. Secondly, our Richard Attenborough Centre for Disability in the Arts has attracted a wide range of audiences to both exhibitions and innovative concerts. The concerts have featured winners of the Young Musician of the Year competition and have proved a great success. I hope that we shall find that we will be sponsoring other cultural events focusing on the work of young artists in particular. And finally, this summer, our Botanic Garden is hosting the second of this university's international sculpture exhibitions. This year's features a 49-piece sculpture exhibition from 35 artists located in 13 countries. The exhibition opened last Saturday and runs until mid-September. Many sculptors have visited and have indicated that it is a world-class exhibition. Certainly, I hope you will take the opportunity to visit it before you go this week. The examples and illustrations that I've given could be endless because universities embrace a wide range of activities. And in that sense, this is why it is difficult to address questions about the shape and style of individual institutions. Yet during this year, we witnessed the start of a major national debate about the higher education system. Fundamental questions were raised about research, learning, teaching, and access, among other topics. We need to consider what kind of university do we want to be. Change is inevitable, but we need to build on those activities where we are already excellent and open up new areas and new terrain that we wish to explore. It's part of the excitement of being in a university. In Leicester, this will mean developing our contribution to the local and regional economy, generating further research grant and contract income that already puts us among the leading international universities in the UK. We need to continue to deliver teaching that is closely intertwined with research and evaluated by our peers as being excellent. Widening access, widening participation, and developing new foundation degrees, the 2-year programmes, is another a very important activity to us. And it is a great delight to me and to members of the university that in this afternoon's degree congregation, we have the first graduates from the foundation degree programme. And can I, at this point, offer you all my personal congratulation, because this is the first time we've graduated people from that programme. We were the first university in the East Midlands to engage in these prototype programmes, and it's very exciting to see we're at a point with our first set of graduates who I hope will want to go on and do other things with us and with Bishop Grosseteste College in Lincoln and with others. So very good to see you and to welcome you this afternoon. You are truly pioneers. We also will be developing new strategic alliances with further and higher education institutions in the coming months. We already have a network of 14 further education and sixth form colleges that work closely with us. And we are about to develop a special partnership with Bishop Grosseteste College in Lincoln and Newman College in Birmingham, whose courses we will validate from September. On this basis, all those students registered in those institutions will be eligible to be awarded degrees from this university. Finally, I think we need to think about ways in which we can continue to develop higher education through distance learning. In this university, approximately 6,000 students study with us by distance learning methods. So if parents and friends would like their own University of Leicester degree, this can be easily arranged. You don't have to come here to study with us. You can study by distance learning. And indeed, if you are interested, we can sign you up this afternoon. Next week, you can be on the programme. And who knows, next year, you could be sat in Montfort Hall. In doing so, you would be joining a university that has been rated in the top 20 institutions in the UK by the Financial Times and the Sunday Times, and this has happened consistently over the last 3 years. We have much to contribute as a university, locally, regionally, nationally, and internationally. Finally, I would like to congratulate you all on the degrees you have obtained. The class of 2003 has raised the standard even higher. We hope you will keep in touch with the university, and I shall look forward to seeing you at alumni events. But before I close, I would like you to join me in showing your appreciation to your parents, relatives, friends and sponsors who have supported you through the university. So I would now ask the graduating class of 2003 to join me in a round of applause for those people. That's very good. Have an enjoyable day, applaud your fellow students, and all good wishes in your future careers.
Ann Brookes has been a stalwart of Leicestershire life for many years. She's made a huge and enduring contribution to the local community and is widely loved and respected throughout the county and country. Ann grew up in London, spending most of her childhood in a home in Regent's Park within earshot of the lion's roar at London Zoo. She has fond memories of London life, from the colourful cart horse parade to the bustle of the great metropolis. Her father, the fourth Lord Cotslow, worked for the family business, but also played a major role in the London scene. He was a member of the London County Council and chairman of the Arts Council, giving his name to the Cotslow Theatre. He set for Anne a fine example of public service that was to guide the rest of her life. Deciding against university, Anne trained as a secretary and went to work for some years in a solicitor's office. Soon she met and fell for a shy young student of farming at Cirencester Agricultural College, Tim Brookes. They married and decided to settle for a life of farming. City girl Anne found herself drawn into the very different environment of a rural farming community. In 1958, Anne inherited the historic Wistow estate in Leicestershire. The historic house where King Charles I slept before the Battle of Naseby, and where he left his saddle during his flight back to Leicester after the battle, was at that time leased to a Christian community, having served during the World Wars as a hospital and refuge for children. The farmlands were in tenancy, so Anne and Tim moved into the keeper's cottage, whilst they worked out how to bring the enterprise out of financial uncertainty and create a thriving farm. There followed many years of hard work as they set about establishing the business of a farm, reoccupying and renovating the old house, and bringing up a family of 5 children. All the while, both Anne and Tim played a full part in the local community. Tim became High Sheriff of Leicestershire in 1980, and Anne was ever at his side in engagements across the county and country. She developed her own special interests with the local church and Mothers' Union. She became Vice President of the Leicester Diocesan Mothers' Union and lay canon of Leicester Cathedral, and a member of the Cathedral Council. She is member of the Diocesan Synod and Board of Finance and the Diocesan Board of Patronage, and is a trustee of Leicestershire Historic Churches Trust. She also chairs the important committee for retired clergy and their widows in the diocese. Anne played a major role in the support of the Info Hostel for young people in Leicester, and is chairman of the trustees for the Sir Andrew Martin Trust for Young People, being instrumental in raising hundreds of thousands of pounds to support small grants in aid of a wide range of activities by local youngsters. She is also a governor of Leicester Grammar School. Anne has played a major role in support of Laund Abbey, one of the delights of Leicestershire, providing a retreat in beautiful surroundings for clergy and lay people alike. When Tim became Lord Lieutenant of Leicestershire, Anne was drawn yet further into an endless round of engagements. Over many years, 6 to 7 times a week, she supported her husband through functions too numerous to name. A test of stamina, indeed. Nevertheless, Anne found these, in her own words, 99% enjoyable, and is always charming with the most diverse of company. It is the tradition of these ancient appointments that society often gets 2 for the price of 1. The appointment is of one person, but in this case, their partner made just as great a contribution to public life. Anne has combined with consummate skill her duties to her husband's role and service of her own. The time has come to recognise her contribution in its own right. Mr. Vice-Chancellor, on the recommendation of the Senate and the Council, I present Ann Brookes that you may confer upon her the Honorary Degree of Doctor of Laws.
I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Laws and welcome you among us. Many congratulations. Thank you. Thank you.
Can't give you this till I take my vital things out. Vice-Chancellor, Lord Lieutenant, distinguished guests, and fellow students, if I can call myself one. I am honoured and delighted to receive this degree from such a wonderful, prestigious, and successful university. I was glad to be able to help in a small way to raise funds for the much-needed and creative Richard Attenborough Centre, of which you've just heard. Here in this university, it does a very good job. You will laugh, you law students, that I am receiving a Doctor of Laws when my only legal qualification was to work for 2 years in a solicitor's office. So you may laugh if you want to. I enjoyed it very much, and I'm sure you'll enjoy what you're going to do in the law line. You will have had many years of study, and now your application and concentration have been rewarded. Well done. One of our granddaughters is due to receive her degree at Bradford University next week, and this makes me very proud, as I'm sure all your families and friends will be today. Your studies have been concentrated and intense, but I hope you've also had time to make friends who you will keep up with, and to have fun as well. My work has had a wider remit, as you've heard, meeting lots of people who work hard for the community with very little recognition for the valuable contribution they make to society. I'd like to quote to you part of a saying that is worth remembering. Any good that I can do, or any kindness that I can show to anyone, let me do it now, as I may not have that chance again. Just remember that, and remember also that you will be given the strength to cope with whatever life may send you in the future. And here I'd like to read you another little poem. It's called God's Promises. God has not promised sun without rain, joy without sorrow, peace without pain, but God has promised strength for the day, rest for the labor, light for the way, grace for the trials, help from above, unfailing sympathy and undying love. Now, this is true if you have no faith at all, or a strong faith, which is, of course, a great support. In a crisis, I'm sure you've noticed, or in trouble, most people seem to turn to prayer, even if they don't, in the normal way, pray. But enough of that. You're now on a high, having achieved so much. I hope you have great fun in your lives, enjoy yourselves, and work hard. It is true that the more you put into life, the more you get out of it. I do congratulate you all on what you have already achieved, and I wish you all the very best for the future. Thank you.
The graduands in the Faculty of Law will be presented by the Dean, Professor White. Will all graduands in the faculty please stand?
Mr. Vice-Chancellor, I ask you to admit these candidates from the Faculty of Law to the several degrees for which they are presented.
Graduands of the Faculty of Law, by the authority of the Senate, I admit you to the several degrees for which you are presented.
For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Caroline Fournay.
I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Congratulations. Well done.
For the degree of Master of Laws in Criminal Law and Justice, Tina Burton-Still.
Congratulations. Well done.
For the degree of Master of Laws in European Higher Legal Studies, Haresh Sood.
Congratulations.
For the degree of Master of Laws in European Union Law, Commercial, Jonathan Hall.
Congratulations.
Lee Hibbard.
Congratulations.
Gunther Kaufmann.
Congratulations.
Ian Keeling.
Congratulations.
Tomasz Krawczyk.
Congratulations.
Eva Matuszewska.
Congratulations.
Zara Musavi.
Congratulations.
Dorothea Sekler.
Congratulations.
For the degree of Master of Laws in European Union Law, Employment, David Potter.
Congratulations.
For the degree of Master of Laws in Human Rights, Vanessa Bettinson.
Congratulations.
For the degree of Master of Laws in Law and Employment Relations, Fiona Addison.
Congratulations.
Paul Beavers.
Congratulations.
Alison Clark.
Congratulations.
John Hallett,
Congratulations.
Nuria Happold,
Congratulations.
John Kirkham,
Congratulations.
Laura McFadden,
Congratulations.
Alice Novak,
Congratulations.
Danielle Quinn,
Well done. Congratulations.
Gareth Roscoe,
Congratulations.
Gregory Surtees,
Congratulations.
Linda Simons,
Congratulations.
Keith Williams,
Congratulations.
David Wright,
Congratulations.
for the degree of Master of Arts in European Union Law, Commercial, Monday Dakaru,
Congratulations.
Marika Lefebvre,
Congratulations.
Georgi Apsara,
Congratulations.
for the degree of Master of Arts in European Union Law, Employment, Jacques Couvas,
Congratulations.
Kate Heath,
Congratulations.
Mark O'Hagan,
Congratulations.
Catherine Schott,
Congratulations.
Ian Sproat,
Congratulations.
for the degree of Master of Arts in Law and Employment Relations, Stephen Banahan,
Congratulations.
Jennifer Blackwell,
Congratulations.
Gillian Blair,
Congratulations.
Malcolm Bovell,
Congratulations.
Vaneta Cooney,
Congratulations.
Bryony Cuthbert Heavens,
Congratulations.
Ruth Davis,
Congratulations.
Gerald Dawson,
Congratulations.
Kenneth Fazy,
Congratulations.
Ian Gemmell,
Congratulations.
Caroline Hartard,
Congratulations.
Michelle Leslie,
Congratulations. Well
Howard
done.
Paskin,
Congratulations.
Susan Peckham,
Congratulations.
Jennifer Ray,
Congratulations.
Stephanie Reed,
Congratulations.
Wendy Richards Wood,
Congratulations.
Alexandra Richmond,
Congratulations. Well done.
William Whale,
Congratulations.
Anna Weston,
Congratulations.
Michael Williams,
Congratulations.
John Woolley,
Congratulations. Well done.
for the degree of Master of Arts in Social Welfare Law, Elizabeth Walker,
Congratulations. Well done.
for the degree of Bachelor of Laws, Adil Abbasi,
Congratulations.
Virginia Adamidou,
Congratulations.
Rachel Adadiran,
Congratulations.
Timiabi Aganaba,
Congratulations.
Matsalabo Ajulo,
Congratulations.
Charlotte Astley,
Congratulations.
Ellen Aston,
Congratulations.
Omosefe Avan Navayo,
Congratulations.
Amy Barden,
Congratulations.
Rachel Bellard,
Congratulations.
Amanpreet Bambra,
Congratulations.
Oliver Bingle,
Congratulations.
Michael Blakely,
Congratulations.
Joanna Bott,
Congratulations.
Anna Bradley,
Congratulations.
Katie Briggs,
Congratulations.
Catherine Brodie Brown,
Congratulations, brother.
Caroline Brogan,
Congratulations.
Laura Brooks,
Congratulations.
Adam Brown,
Congratulations.
Ben Brown,
Congratulations.
Melanie Brown,
Congratulations.
Paul Bunn,
Congratulations.
Nicole Burdett,
Congratulations.
Christopher Burt,
Congratulations.
Louise Button,
Congratulations.
Rachel Cafferty,
Congratulations.
Robert Carlyle,
Congratulations.
Fatima Chandu,
Congratulations.
Katarina Harlambidu,
Congratulations.
Bertrand Chung Kai Sweat,
Congratulations.
Joseph Chiffers,
Congratulations.
Liana Christodoulides,
Congratulations.
Susan Collins,
Congratulations. Thank you.
Neil Cooper,
Congratulations.
Stuart Daniel,
Congratulations.
Dora Defteras,
Congratulations.
Vishal Dal,
Congratulations.
Jonathan Dowling,
Congratulations.
winner of the Mayfund Prize, Heidi Drummond,
Congratulations and well done on your prize.
Christopher Everett,
Congratulations.
Mark Farrell,
Congratulations.
David Filipovich,
Congratulations.
Leanne Firth,
Congratulations.
Stuart Fletcher,
Congratulations.
Tim Flight,
Congratulations.
Thomas Garner,
Congratulations.
Michael Garthwaite,
Congratulations.
Jane Gaunt,
Congratulations.
Sarah Gibb,
Congratulations. Well done.
Lindsay Gordon,
Congratulations.
Fotini Hagioanu,
Congratulations.
Thomas Harding,
Congratulations.
Rebecca Hardy,
Congratulations.
Kieran Hayes,
Congratulations.
Satwant Heer,
Congratulations.
Natalie Hill,
Congratulations.
Gemma Hodges,
Congratulations.
Siobhan Holdstock,
Congratulations.
Moira Holmes,
Congratulations. Thank you.
James Horn,
Congratulations.
Richard Housley,
Congratulations.
Catherine Humes,
Congratulations.
James Hulsken,
Congratulations.
Emily Hume,
Congratulations.
Alexander Ioannidis,
Congratulations.
Farzana Ismail,
Congratulations.
Kerry James,
Congratulations.
Nicola James,
Congratulations.
Sabrina Jethwa,
Congratulations.
Newell John,
Congratulations.
Amy Jones,
Congratulations.
Panamdeep Kandola,
Congratulations.
Devandran Karunakara,
Congratulations.
William Kassouf,
Congratulations.
Alistair Kennedy,
Congratulations.
Samuel Klein,
Congratulations.
Rizwana Kolia,
Well done.
Davina Krishnan,
Congratulations.
Leonida Kuntsevitz,
Congratulations.
Hannah Lamb,
Congratulations.
Denny Lau,
Congratulations.
Michelle Lawler,
Congratulations.
Connor Lees,
Congratulations.
Paul Littlehales,
Congratulations.
Douglas Lloyd,
Congratulations.
Matthew McDonough,
Congratulations.
Kirsty McSwarren,
Congratulations.
Irfan Malik,
Congratulations.
Amardeep Mann,
Congratulations.
Gary Model,
Congratulations.
Nicola Marriott,
Congratulations.
Geoffrey Marshall,
Congratulations.
Caroline Matthews,
Congratulations.
Christopher May,
Congratulations.
winner of the Roger Benedictus Memorial Prize in Employment Law, Hannah McDermott,
Congratulations and very well done on your prize.
Malcolm McLean,
Congratulations.
Rena Menon,
Congratulations.
Dilshad Mir,
Congratulations.
Shafiq Mohammed,
Congratulations.
Annette Monti,
Congratulations.
Joseph Morrison,
Congratulations. Very well done. Well done.
Tina Nagra,
Congratulations.
winner of the Morgan Cole Company Law Prize, the Department of Law Prize, and the Harvey Ingram Ouston Prize, Sarah Naylor.
Good one. Congratulations. That's very good. Well done. What are you doing next year? Oh, right. Very good.
Camilla Neal,
Congratulations.
Susan Njuguna,
Congratulations.
Claire Nurden,
Congratulations.
Motema Nwulu,
Congratulations.
Nicola O'Day,
Congratulations.
Krishna Odidra,
Congratulations.
winner of the Victoria Chambers Law of Evidence Prize, Natalie O'Grady,
Congratulations and very well done on your prize.
Audrey Ogueo,
Congratulations.
Sebastian O'Halloran,
Congratulations.
Onome Osikilo,
Congratulations.
Kirk Page,
Congratulations.
winner of the Harvey Ingram Ouston Prize, the Claire Nicholson Memorial Prize, the Sweet and Maxwell Prize, the Faculty Prize, the House Percival Prize, and the Morgan Cole Prize, Sandeep Pahal.
Congratulations. Very well done. We're all delighted. Well done.
Andreas Papaharalambous,
Congratulations. Well done.
Rachel Parker,
Congratulations.
Hina Patel,
Congratulations.
Richard Paul,
Congratulations.
Theophanis Paflimbase,
Congratulations.
Laura Peggs,
Congratulations.
Sonia Fakey,
Congratulations.
Oliver Poole,
Congratulations.
Amy Popat,
Congratulations.
Michael Powell,
Congratulations.
Lucy Preston,
Congratulations.
Catherine Raddings,
Congratulations.
Misbahur Rahman,
Congratulations.
Rita Rajput,
Congratulations.
Eleanor Rance,
Congratulations.
Lucy Ray,
Congratulations.
Christopher Reed,
Congratulations.
Hayley Reese,
Congratulations.
Alexander Richards,
Congratulations.
Liam Richardson,
Congratulations. Thank you.
Matthew Richardson.
Congratulations.
Christopher Risley.
Congratulations.
Camila Roberts.
Congratulations.
Victoria Roberts.
Congratulations.
Hannah Robertshaw.
Congratulations. Well done.
Hannah Robinson.
Congratulations.
Tina Robinson.
Congratulations.
Raymond Rulak.
Congratulations.
Farah Sakrani.
Congratulations.
Surangi Samara Singh.
Congratulations.
Arfan Sawa.
Congratulations.
Richard Saxton.
Congratulations.
Claire Sharp.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Michael Shaw.
Congratulations.
Hannah Shepherd.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Amanda Silva.
Congratulations.
Kijani Sifanasan.
Congratulations.
Laura Smith.
Congratulations.
Winner of the Eversheds Commercial Law Prize, Adeline So.
Congratulations and well done on your prize.
Catherine Sorrell.
Congratulations.
Winner of the Eversheds Commercial Law Prize, Laurie Spencer.
Congratulations. Well done.
David Springett.
Congratulations.
Jaswinder Stafford.
Congratulations.
Claire Stanmore.
Congratulations.
Robin Stocker.
Congratulations. Well done.
Emily Swithenbank.
Congratulations.
Zoe Symington.
Congratulations. Well done.
Asma Tabassum.
Congratulations.
Catherine Talbot.
Congratulations.
Marco Tam.
Congratulations.
Louise Taylor.
Congratulations.
Karen Thomas.
Congratulations.
Jessica Tinker.
Congratulations.
Helen Trethaway.
Congratulations.
Jennifer Trigg.
Congratulations.
Paul Turnell.
Congratulations. Well done.
Laura Tyrrell.
Congratulations.
Winner of 2 John Holyoake Prizes, Amrit Upal.
Congratulations and well done on winning the prizes. Thank you.
Jay Vagani.
Congratulations.
Nicola Walker.
Congratulations. Well done.
Valerie Wallbank.
Congratulations.
Rachel Walmsley.
Congratulations.
Nicholas Ward.
Congratulations.
James Weaver.
Congratulations.
Janine Weymouth.
Congratulations.
Hannah Wigham.
Congratulations.
Alex Wilby.
Congratulations.
Jacqueline Wilkins.
Hello. Congratulations. Well done.
Oliver Williams.
Congratulations.
Christopher Williamson.
Congratulations.
Roanna Wong.
Congratulations.
Daniel Wood.
Congratulations.
Craig Woodward.
Congratulations.
David Wren.
Congratulations. Well
Michael Wright.
done. Congratulations.
Dharmendra Yadav.
Congratulations.
Angela Yap.
Congratulations.
Winner of the Cavendish Prize, Pamela Zakaria.
Congratulations.
Fahim Zaman.
Congratulations.
For the degree of Bachelor of Laws, European Union, Lauren Davis.
Congratulations.
Nicole Johnson.
Congratulations.
Gavin Milnthorpe.
Congratulations.
David Searle.
Congratulations.
Nicola Thorpe.
Congratulations.
Hinthapal Verdi.
Congratulations.
For the degree of Bachelor of Laws International, winner of the Faculty Prize, Ruth Barton.
Congratulations and very well done on your prize.
Simon Christie.
Congratulations.
Ruth Morrow.
Congratulations.
Louise Sapstead.
Congratulations.
Paul Sefton.
Congratulations.
For the degree of Bachelor of Laws in Law with French Law and Language, Kissy Aguman.
Congratulations.
Catherine Bryan.
Congratulations.
Winner of the Faculty Prize, Alina Borea.
Congratulations and well done on your prize.
Christina Dudzinska.
Congratulations.
Kay Frederick.
Congratulations.
Victoria Galanders.
Congratulations.
Avnish Gorbin.
Congratulations.
Caroline Gowan.
Congratulations.
Celine Hodge.
Congratulations.
Timothy Johnson.
Congratulations.
Hannah McCarney.
Congratulations.
Margaret McGowan Smith.
Congratulations.
Sarah McGrath.
Congratulations.
Winner of the Freeth Cartwright Law with French Prize, Zara Mir.
Congratulations.
Kirsty Organ.
Congratulations.
Claire Parkhill.
Congratulations.
Samantha Ray.
Congratulations.
David Swin.
Congratulations.
Andrew Wilkinson.
Congratulations.
For the degree of Bachelor of Laws, Andrew Ajayi.
Congratulations.
Chukwudumebe Chigwe.
Congratulations. Thank you.
And Umeadi Ifeonye.
Congratulations.
Mr. Vice-Chancellor, I ask you to admit to the several degrees for which they are presented by my faculty those candidates who are absent.
By the authority of the Senate, I admit those candidates who are absent to the several degrees for which they are presented.
The city of Leicester is not especially well provided with public buildings. In the 19th century, when most towns acquired their concert halls and museums, the council and citizens of Leicester were noted for their parsimony. Such was their care for economy that they did not even build a grandiose town hall. However, we do have this building, the de Montfort Hall, built in 1907. Here, the sight lines are very good. There are no pillars to block the view of the stage. The acoustics are superb. Unfortunately, in keeping with the views of their predecessors, Leicester City Council economised during the recent refurbishment of this hall by omitting to provide an air conditioning unit. The de Montfort Hall is fortunate in having a very good organ, the organ you've heard played today, which was built by a Leicester firm in 1913. In 1967, a very young concert organist at the beginning of her career, Gillian Weir, gave a concert on this organ at the invitation of its builders. The intention was to counteract the waning civic interest in the instrument. There was none better than Gillian Weir to rouse the musical army of the city and the county. She has returned to this hall many times since, most recently giving a sensational concert 2 years ago on the spectacularly restored organ. This concert alone justified returning the instrument to its former glory. Dame Gillian Weir is now an internationally acclaimed concert organist, a distinguished musician and a scholar. She was born in New Zealand, but has long lived in the UK, being educated at the Royal College of Music. In 1964, she won the second international organ competition at St Albans Cathedral, then perhaps the most prestigious of such competitions, and made her professional debut in 1965 at the Royal Festival Hall. Since those early days, she has followed a punishing schedule, spending hundreds of days a year on tour, playing in most of the countries of the world. Now, the life of a touring concert organist is hard, if only because you cannot carry your own familiar instrument with you. Dame Gillian has said that it takes about 8 hours to break in, her words, an unfamiliar instrument before a recital. She describes the learning process as more instinctive than physical. A good organ has a strong personality, and you sense it. In Leicester, she has faced the strong personalities not only of the organ here, but those of St Mary de Castro, St James the Greater, and the Cathedral, instruments of widely varying ages and types. As a performer, she is noted for the breadth of her repertoire that extends from the music of the Renaissance to that of the 21st century. She is the preeminent interpreter of the work of the 20th century French composer Olivier Messiaen. Her 1995 recording of his complete organ works has been described as an absolute triumph. The outstanding reputation of this set has recently been confirmed by the reviews it is receiving on its reissue. The recording includes the Méditation sur le mystère de la Sainte Trinité, which had been given its British premiere by Gillian Weir in 1972 and is probably Messiaen's greatest work. Her renown as a performer was marked by her nomination as one of the 100 greatest keyboard players of the century by Classic CD magazine. Dame Gillian Weir is also a noted teacher and writer. She has been described as a born teacher and takes many master classes. Since 1999, she has been Prince Consort Professor at the Royal College of Music. In these ways, her formidable experience and scholarship have been passed on to future generations of players. She has written a major analysis of the composer's organ music for Peter Hill's Messiaen Companion, published in 1995. She has contributed articles to the New Grove, Grove's Dictionary of Music and Musicians. Gillian Weir has also been involved with Pipe Down, a society formed in 1992 to fight the menace of piped music. More power to your elbow. She has been a member of the Council of the Royal College of Organists since 1977 and was president of the college from 1994 to 1996. She was created CBE in 1989 and DBE in 1996. Now, the legendary conductor, Sir Thomas Beecham, who was often on the podium in this hall, when viewing the epitaph, "Here lies an organist and musician," remarked, "How can there be room for both of them?" In Dame Gillian Weir, we have a unique fusion of the two, who would make Beecham swallow his own pill. Mr. Vice-Chancellor, on the recommendation of the Senate and of the Council, I present Gillian Constance Weir, that you may confer on her the Honorary Degree of Doctor of Music.
I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Music and welcome you among us. Many congratulations. Thank you.
No, it's fine. Vice-Chancellor, Lord Lieutenant, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to be sharing your graduation today, perhaps especially because I missed my own graduation many years ago. Setting out for it, I was knocked down by a hit-and-run driver. So when my name was called out because I was going to receive a prize, I wasn't there, and I thus fulfilled the prime requisite of a performer by seizing the limelight at any cost whatsoever, and at the same time that of an organist of being invisible. Because I think for most people, the organist is hidden away in an organ loft, along with the gargoyles. I was, however, extremely visible in my first performance at the de Montfort Hall, when I began with a piece with rather a big pedal solo, a great movement to begin the work, and unfortunately, nobody had switched the organ on. I am very honored to be receiving this degree today. I realize that it's not really for me, but for what I represent, the art of music. In that spirit, a distinguished university such as this one will signal its awareness of the importance of great art and creative endeavor of any kind. It will honor, as if in proxy, those individuals fortunate enough to have been a focus for the message. And the arts need that support and recognition more than ever before. It's not always understood that they're important not just in themselves, but because they enrich everything one does. Today, we tend to specialize so much in our subjects that if we're not careful, we develop tunnel vision. It's the nature of tunnels to be black and gloomy, but life should be lived in vivid color. An understanding of the classical arts supplies that color. Gradually, we see more beauty in everything, and we feel more deeply, understand other people at a more instinctive level, and in short, live more intensely and more fully. The writer Kingsley Amis famously said, "We don't have education anymore, we just have work training." That's not so true of you who've been lucky enough to be educated genuinely in such a place of learning as this. But if you consider that real education begins with a diploma rather than ends, and that it's the process that ultimately forms your true personality and being, then Amis's words are worth remembering. I will never cease to be grateful for the joy that music's brought me, both in itself and by awakening in me an awareness of a world teeming with delights I would not otherwise have known. I congratulate you all on the achievement represented today in the degrees you're receiving. May I urge you, with all my heart, to determine to explore the treasury of beauties mankind has amassed in the fine arts, and to experience the qualities they engender. Whatever your special subject is, your pleasure in it and your mastery of it will be enhanced. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. I thank you again for this signal honor.
The Graduands in the Faculty of Education and Continuing Studies will be presented by the Dean, Professor Fogelman. Will all Graduands in the faculty please stand?
Madam Pro-Vice-Chancellor, I ask you to admit these candidates from the Faculty of Education and Continuing Studies to the several degrees for which they are presented.
Graduands of the Faculty of Education and Continuing Studies, by the authority of Senate, I admit you to the several degrees for which you are presented.
For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Bernard Barker.
I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Well done, Bernard. Thank you.
Orrit Cohen.
I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Well done.
Safi Timor.
I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Well done, Safi.
For the degree of Doctor of Education, Ismail Akun.
I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Education. Well done, Ismail.
June Alexis.
I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Education. Well done.
Keith Davidson. Nalita James. Kevin Richardson. For the degree of Master of Arts in Applied Linguistics and the Teaching of English to Speakers of Other Languages, Maria Atsitsa.
Well done, Maria.
Mete Kazas.
Well done, Mete.
Sarah Cooper.
Well done, Sarah.
Ilana Salem.
Well done, Alana.
Mohammed Shabahi.
Well done, Mohammed.
For the degree of Master of Arts in Primary Education, Karen Vosper.
Well done, Alan.
Anna Saab.
Well done, Alan.
For the degree of Master of Arts in Professional Studies in Education, Roderick Dyson.
Well done, Roger.
Kate Coe.
Well done, mate.
Kim Orton.
Well done, kid.
Nadia Ward.
Well done, Nadia.
For the degree of Master of Business Administration in Educational Management, John Andrews.
Well done, John.
Jürgen Bonder.
Well done, Jürgen.
Philip Buckle.
Well done, Philip.
Christine Dennington.
Well done, Christine.
Francis Fitzsimmons.
Well done, Francis.
Catherine Gardner.
Well done, Catherine.
Anne Goldthorpe.
Well done, Anne.
Joanne Green.
Well done, Joanne.
Jennifer Griffiths.
Well done, Jennifer.
Elizabeth Hargreaves.
Well done, Elizabeth.
Meg Hopper.
Well done, Meg.
Viola Hunt.
Well done, Yolanda.
Lona Jacobson.
Well done, Lola.
Robert Kelly.
Well done, Robert.
Hans Lehman.
Well done, Hans.
Lovemore Lupulesi.
Well done, Magmore.
Bent Lick Damgard.
Well done, Beg.
Jenny Martin.
Well done, Jenny.
Malini Mystery.
Well done, Maridi.
Alexander Morgan.
Well done, Alexander.
Catherine Podmore.
Well done, Catherine.
Celeste Port.
Well done, Celeste.
Elizabeth Prudent.
Well done, Elizabeth.
Dina Rajpal-Dani.
Well done, Dina.
Denise Reardon.
Well done, Denise.
Judy Taylor.
Well done, Judy.
Joseph Wallace.
Well done, Joseph.
Nigel Witchell.
Well done, Nigel.
For the Arts Foundation degree in Educational Studies for Teaching Assistants, Colleen Blake. Carol Brennan.
Well done, Carol.
Nicola Burgess.
Well done, Nicola.
Diane Cross.
Well done, Diane.
Catherine Daly. Anne Desforges. Shona Fitzpatrick. Ruth Gibbons. Angela Gunton. Karen Henry. Teresa Humberstone. Karen Keyes. Melanie Loveday. Anne McAteer. Rachel Nicklin. Glynis Rouse. Antonia Rowbottom. Sharon Russell Webster. Shalene Spalton. Louise Stanford. Christine Taylor. Gillian Thomas. Julie Todd. Lisa Warman. Rebecca Weston. And for the degree of Master of Business Administration in Educational Management, Paula Wilcock. Madam Pro-Vice-Chancellor, I ask you to admit to the several degrees for which they are presented by my faculty those candidates who are absent.
By the authority of Senate, I admit those candidates who are absent to the several degrees for which they are presented. Mr. Vice-Chancellor, Lord Lieutenant, distinguished guests, honorands, new graduates, ladies and gentlemen, I should like to start these closing remarks by adding my warmest congratulations to our honorary graduates, who do us honour by being here with us today. People like that are a great inspiration, and the world would be infinitely poorer without them. So I would like, as I say, to add my congratulations to those that have already been offered. I also congratulate you, our new-made graduates. Now, a few moments ago, you were undergraduates. You've now been through one of those rites of passage which transform human beings, and from being undergraduates, you are now graduates. There's no going back. You can never go back, but you move forward in a new cast of personality. So a new stage in your lives begins today. And finally, I should like to congratulate parents, family, friends, who should not only feel very proud of what their offspring have achieved, but also very proud of what they themselves have achieved. It's no mean feat to get a young person through the final stage of their formal educations. So to one and all, I offer my warmest congratulations. Now, it's that time of the year when across the land, elderly persons like me are presuming to offer tips, advice on the art of living to young people like you. So here are some thoughts that seem important to me. And the first thing I'd like to say is that life only comes round once. We do not get a rehearsal, so make the most of what there is as it goes by. Make the most of your opportunities, and when I say that, what I really mean is make your own opportunities, because that's how life works. The more you do, the more enriched you will be, the more enriched the people around you will be, and generally, the better everything will be. So make the most of what you have and throw your hearts into it. The second thing I'd like to say is don't dance to other people's tunes. Work out what's right for you and then go for it. Reflect, consider, take advice, but then make your own decisions. You don't need to be unpleasant about it, pushy, difficult, but you do need to be honest, open, independent. In fine, you need to be your own men and women. Now, your generation is actually rather good at this, better probably than earlier generations have been. But like all good things, it needs to be worked at in order to keep it in good working order. So I commend you to remember that you should be independent people with your own independent view and judgment of life. The other side of that coin, though, is that you should respect everybody else that you come across, regardless of size, shape, colour, creed, all these things. Everybody is part of the human fruit salad, and every flavour adds to the flavour of the final syrup, which is what counts. That's what life is about. So everybody, you must remember, has their own life to lead, their own story to tell. Everybody is as important as everybody else. Again, your generation is pretty good at this, and I applaud that. You're much better than your parents, grandparents, great-grandparents were. But again, it needs constant vigilance, and you need to be aware how these things work together. You need to keep thinking it through. So respect everybody, because everybody's life is equally important. Also, I would ask you to keep faith with the disciplines that you've chosen to study. Now, you're lawyers and educationalists, so most of your working life will probably be spent doing things in law and education. But I do ask you to keep a grip on the intellectual bases that you've been bred up in here as undergraduates. Try and keep up a bit of reading. Try and belong to a society that has a good newsletter that can keep you in touch with, the conceptual thinking, creative bases of your subject. Partly do this because it's an enormous inner resource. It helps you through the bad bits. It enhances the good bits of life. It's very close to you, but it's not of you, so it has a kind of distance as well as intimacy. And partly, of course, the more you can manage to do these things, the more interesting person you'll be, the more interesting life will be, the more interesting the whole world will be. And the last thing I'd say is cherish the friends that you've made here at Leicester. Probably we all of us make among our closest friends while we're at university. People like this are an enormous source of mutual strength as you go on. So, don't let relationships and friendships slip in the press of events, because they are really enormously important to your lives as you go through. So, finally, can I say, enjoy your lives, enjoy your memories of Leicester, and come back and see us as soon as you can. Thank you.
Well, that brings us to the end of the proceedings for this afternoon. You've certainly shown us that the faculties of law and education can applaud each other really well. It will mean that medicine and biological sciences tomorrow afternoon will have to try really hard to outshine you. But I'd like you to show us just one more time that the graduating class of 2003 for the faculties can really show that they appreciate graduation. So congratulations to you all. Many congratulations.
I now declare this congregation closed.